Can Green Bay finally achieve a 1,000-yard receiver in 2024? Jordan Love emerged as one of the league's top passers during the latter part of the 2023 season, despite the Green Bay Packers lacking a definitive WR1. Instead, the Packers utilized a versatile and adept group of pass catchers, with different players stepping up each week to lead the charge. There's been much discussion about Green Bay's receiving group, but what defines a WR1? The term originates from fantasy football, yet in casual conversation, it refers to the team's primary receiving threat. While there's no strict numerical definition, most teams have a leading receiver, which isn't always a wide receiver. Sometimes, it's a tight end like Travis Kelce for the Kansas City Chiefs. So, will a player step forward this season to become the undisputed WR1 for the Packers? Although this is a somewhat subjective measure, let's focus on a tangible statistic: receiving yards. No Packers receiver surpassed 1,000 yards in 2022 or 2023. Could one of their players change that in 2024? If so, who is the most likely candidate to reach this milestone? The 1,000-yard mark is a nice, round number often indicative of a team's leading option. Not every team has a receiver who reaches this benchmark. Sometimes, players have stellar seasons but fall just short, like Davante Adams in 2016 and 2019, 997 yards. In 2023, 28 players exceeded 1,000 yards, 27 wide receivers and San Francisco 49ers tight end George Kittle. Notably, teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, Miami Dolphins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and 49ers had 2 players on this list. Davante Adams was the last Packers receiver to achieve 1,000 yards, accumulating an impressive 1,553 yards in 2021, his final season with Green Bay. The last time Green Bay had 2 1,000-yard receivers was in 2014 during an Aaron Rodgers MVP season, with Jordy Nelson gaining 1,519 yards and Randall Cobb 1,287. In 2016, Adams narrowly missed the mark, finishing with 997 yards, while Nelson had 1,257. Love has mainly worked with rookie and second-year receivers still adapting to Green Bay's offense. He preferred making plays that were available rather than forcing the ball to a favored target, leading to a balanced defensive approach that succeeded even without anyone nearing the 1,000-yard mark. The leading receivers for Green Bay in 2023 were Jaden Reed, 793 yards, Romeo Dew, 674 yards, Dontayvion Wicks, 581 yards, Christian Watson, 422 yards, Tucker Kraft, 355 yards, Luke Musgrave, 352 yards, and Aaron Jones, 233 yards. Except for Jones, all these players are set to return and should play significant roles in the upcoming season. Love is fortunate to have many talented options. With 17 games on the schedule and the offense expected to improve, it's reasonable to anticipate one of these players surpassing 1,000 yards, even if Love continues to distribute the ball widely. As long as the offense builds on last season, it's plausible to believe one of these players will achieve the 1,000-yard milestone. Who might that be? Christian Watson appears to be the most likely candidate, given his playmaking ability when on the field. Even when he isn't the focal point of a play, Watson commands defensive attention. He arguably has the highest potential of any receiver on the team and could develop into a traditional WR1. However, for Watson to reach this milestone, he needs to remain healthy and consistent. Availability is crucial for surpassing 1,000 yards. Watson has only played in 23 out of 34 regular season games due to various injuries. In some games, it was evident that he wasn't fully healthy, affecting his performance. A new strength and conditioning staff and Watson's in-depth exploration of his injuries this offseason should help him stay on the field longer. If he can maintain his health, Watson could elevate the offense and join the ranks of elite wide receivers. Another player to consider is Jaden Reed, especially since he led the team in receiving yards last season. Smaller receivers are increasingly making significant impacts in the league. Although Reed isn't confined to the slot position, primary slot players have reached the 1,000-yard mark before, such as Randall Cobb in Green Bay. Reed can also be utilized on jet sweeps and in the backfield, potentially amassing over 1,000 all-purpose yards. As a pure receiver, Reed is a big play threat with excellent YAC, yards after catch, ability, keeping him in the running as the receiving yards leader. Dontayvion Wicks evolved into a formidable presence as the 2023 season progressed. Initially considered one of Green Bay's best-kept secrets, Wicks is now gaining national recognition. As a former fifth-round pick, Wicks has already demonstrated impressive route-running skills and untapped YAC potential. He might take the most significant leap in his second year, potentially developing into a complete WR1. As noted, only one tight end surpassed 1,000 yards last season, George Kittle. Tight ends like Travis Kelce, 984 yards, Evan Engram, 963 yards, and TJ Hawkinson, 960 yards, came close. Tight ends often have dual roles as blockers, making it harder to reach 1,000 yards. Luke Musgrave faces a challenging path to this milestone, but could develop into an elite tight end in his second year and contend for it. The tight end position is notoriously tough to transition into in the NFL. Musgrave immediately assumed the T1 role and performed well, even as a blocker. Now fully recovered from a serious injury, Musgrave is poised for a bigger season, though his snap count might be slightly reduced due to Tucker Kraft's development. Luck plays a significant role in achieving 1,000 yards. Football is a physically demanding game, and injuries are inevitable. Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love will work with the talent they have. Green Bay's offense may frustrate fantasy football managers with different players leading each week. However, despite these variables, the Packers have a genuine chance for multiple players to break out and deliver the Jordan Love era its first 1,000-yard receiver.